check. Hey, what's up, y'all? make sure I'm in focus here. Hey Somya, how you doing? warmed up now. How's everyone doing out there? You guys hear me okay? Sort of just jumped into it today. Hey, Nick, what up? Thanks for the kind words, my man. Yeah, I've got kind of a funny history when it comes to music. But yeah, I did study some classical for a period of time. I remember some classical studies in high school, and then I did some studies in college, but I eventually left to pursue my own compositions. I definitely learned a lot from that path. I just got to a point where I was tired of, playing other people's music. I wanted to play my music. And I had a lot of professors tell me, you should be performing. So I eventually left, but I remember I spent some years studying a lot of stuff, a lot of the old works like Fernando Sor and Segovia and Carcassi and Tarrega and Leo Brouwer and a bunch of other stuff. Yeah. I gotta admit, I didn't get as far as you might think in that realm. I sort of took what I wanted from it and then moved on. I do that in a lot of situations, actually. Even when it comes to learning songs I like, sometimes I'll learn it my own way. You can hear it in some of my renditions, my interpretations, I call them. What up, young curmudgeon? How you doing, bud? All right. This song's fun. I'm digging this song. I'm thinking about calling this one Groove Pursuit, because this one's just been stuck in my head, that turnaround. It's just it's one of those things that's if it's catchy for me, that's the important part, because then it's catchy for y'all, right? Yeah, like the Evan Coast cover, exactly. Like the I don't even know what the original sounds like anymore. I miss my buddy Andy. Miss you, bud. Hope you and Danny are doing good. They might be watching. Enough of that. But yeah, that was one of those songs where I remember I was learning it by ear, and I gotta admit I dissect things a lot by ear. In fact, I got in trouble for that when I was younger, working on music and band class and stuff. I was the kid that would pretend he was reading, and then I would just fiddle when it was practice time in my little practice room by myself. And then 5 minutes before class, I'd go listen to what I was supposed to be playing, and I'd just play it real quick off ear. And I did that for a while before I got caught. And then, I think I got caught because I was closing my eyes while playing when I was supposed to be sight reading. And the teacher made me sit after class, and he's like, play this for me. He put like one of the easiest, earliest pieces we had learned, and I couldn't do it because I was like, I do it all by ear right before class. And he's like, that's really cool and special, but you're supposed to be sight reading. And I got kicked out of band. So I do everything by ear. And I was doing this song by ear, this Ebon Coast rendition. And I was just in Hawaii listening to a ton of reggae at the time. And I just started hearing the reggae band. It just kept on coming into play when I was trying to learn the piece. And I was like, you know what? No, this is the reggae band wants to come out. Let's just have it come out. And so I just started piecing it together, thinking of where my bass player is, where my drummer is, where that voice is, and trying to keep that, that kind of like swing time shuffle kind of groove. Very happy with the tone right now. How's the low end? This song here, Groove Pursuit. Still working on how I want to exactly go with the intro. Oh, here we go. Let's unplug you. Plug you all the way back in. Got a little static loop there. There we go. Sometimes that happens when you got a TRS cable. You'll have to unplug it, plug it back in, make sure that both rings are connected. Fun fact. All right. So this song, I'm still kind of contemplating how I want to go with the intro. The intro, so far I've been going with that harmonic kind of cascade intro, building the dynamics up from there before I jump into the groove. And then that leads into the main theme with the turnaround bass line and everything. So that's why I don't know if I want to go with that or if I want to start with something with a little more finger picking kind of stuff. I'm not too sure. I definitely need to bring it down to less measures for the intro. It needs to definitely be, it needs to pull the attention in quicker. That's for sure. But I think it's nice to lead into the groove instead of dropping right into it like I've done in the past with things like String Slinger and stuff. So I'm thinking that I do want to do some sort of playful intro to give it some dynamic juice, so to speak. Let's see here. Both of them are. So I think the harmonics kind of get your attention. I think that it's, I think it's okay. Let's see. Before I go into the main theme. Ooh, I can't change those settings live. Well, think we'll be able to manage this. Just going to try to record the stream because I usually try to record some parts of the streams, get some content to cut up, but I'm not too worried about it right now. Yeah, no, I think it's a good drop in for the groove for sure. I agree, Nick. It's definitely needs to clean up, but I think it's a good little kind of like almost verse line. Bring in the snare. After I go back and return to that, then the next one I'm thinking will be that little like kind of arpeggiated run that leads into the little like kind of like power chord section. That's what it is. Gotta be able to sing it, right? As much as I'm horrible at singing. Back to that main theme. Okay. So that's definitely how I want to do that. Let's take break. Thanks, Nick. I appreciate you, bro. Hey, I see Jake double timing it on YouTube and Twitch. Right now I'm doing what's called a simulcast, a multicast kind of thing. I'm on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook right now. So whatever platform you're watching on, I'm live on all those platforms at once, using a streaming system. The point of me telling you that is that you can help my numbers by opening another window and watching it on multiple of them. Now, you might not be able to listen to it on multiple of them, which you usually want to listen to it on Twitch because Twitch actually doesn't count it if you mute it. But yeah, he's got a tab open for YouTube to help my YouTube numbers go up, and then he's also watching me on Twitch. So that's pretty cool. Thanks, dude. Appreciate you, Jake. By the way, I'm an affiliate on Twitch, so if you guys feel like subscribing, and it is kind of like a way of tipping to me, donating to me, you can also, gift a sub, which is kind of like another way of tipping to me by gifting someone a little subscription. When it's a subscription on Twitch means that basically you get to watch me ad-free, support me, that kind of thing, and you get to access to the Bina emotes. But yeah, if you guys feel like donating or tipping, you got a donate panel on Twitch, or you can get to my donate link directly through my website at adrianblue.com/donate. Just appreciate you guys. Any little bit helps. I do spend a lot of time, effort, and money to get these streams as best as they can be for you. But other than that, you can help by just watching, sharing, telling some friends, commenting, liking. Filling up that chat room does help. So anyone who's watching, it does help. And I can see it all through all the different platforms. Well, after that next section would be, so I'm thinking about going from that main theme to I'm going to call that like the verse 1 kind of thing, and then it'll go back to the main theme. Then it'll go back to the verse again for verse 2. I'll vary it somehow to give it some flavor, but it'll still be within that same progression. And then I like it to where that, after it turns around for that second verse, it'll go into some sort of, section. Let's get a little closer look at this. I need to really make this part breathe. So that transition needs to go. From intense pick it back up. Okay. Thanks, Glanderson. work on that a little bit real quick here. Okay. So yeah, I want to do that melodic part, but that part is very hard to nail with those transitions. I can do it if I'm really vibing, so definitely got to nail that one and then record it, then start just running through it, rehearsing it. It's odd. Hey, it probably does sound better through Twitch, Nico. I'm guessing that's Nick. Is that Nick? Nick Childers on YouTube. Nico 710. I don't know. I'm trying to guess. I'm looking at a very, very small thumbnail of your portrait, so I'm not sure if that's you. But hey, if anyone can help watching on both Twitch and YouTube, that does help. Although Twitch won't work if you mute it. So mute YouTube, watch on Twitch, keep both tabs open. Yeah, helps out. Hey. But yeah, it probably sounds better. Twitch is I've noticed a little bit better with the audio feed. Although I would want to check and make sure that YouTube didn't reset any settings. This streaming game, man, it's one of the things that happens more often than not is something will update and half of your settings will reset, and you will have to go back and check and stuff that can take a while. So I've actually learned how to. I have a folder of screenshots of my settings, and I go frequently throughout Windows updates and software updates of the different streaming software and such. I'll go check everything every so often, make sure it matches those screenshots. All right, so let's mess with this little transition again. So it's gotta be. Strong on that pluck there. I see why. Got to fix a little angle on the nail. Sorry, I know this isn't what you want to see here on live stream, but you're going to have to bear with me. I've got a little angle on the acrylic that's catching in the wrong way. This is something that I've learned how to work on over the years, is how to shape my little guitar talons accordingly. I use acrylic nails. I use fake nails. Yep, I'm totally a diva. But man, Nothing beats this tone. Sorry, can't go back. All right, here we go. Turn up your phone. I don't think it's low. So, let's work on that harmonic section. Oop, got a ring that disconnected here. sometimes you got to loop some sequences and really just get into that flow and lock into the groove. And I tend to do that a lot when I'm live, especially when it comes to working on these tunes, because working on this live like I am right now is actually a way to force me into getting that groove, because I don't know, there's some sort of like inherent subconscious pressure knowing that there's an audience that you sort of get inspired by it eventually, or you choke, right? Hopefully you don't choke, but because I remember the times when I did, but you get to a point where you get inspired by the fact that you're live and you start to lock into the groove, and so you'll see me kind of repeat sequences and stuff. Yeah, thanks. Jacob Doleja is saying that my Ferk is pretty beat up. I appreciate that, actually, because for me, I'm all about this thing getting really beat up, because this is the prototype collaboration model. This is like the mark of the shift in my career, where I finally got a company that I've worked with for the number of years to really give me a shot. And Peter Ferk designed this with my conception of the 7-string. And the team sent this to me coming up to on 2 years ago now. And I want this to be beat up, because the whole test was for me to push this thing to the limit. I mean, I took this thing through multiple countries. We did over, I think, like 100 gigs. And this thing got beat to hell, man. Went on a lot of flights. I put it in a flight case and checked it for all of them, too, just to really push it to the limit. This thing structurally is amazing. It plays well. I do as much as I can to it percussively, and it just holds up, even if it gets some defacing, marks and stuff on the front. The idea is in my future, throughout my career, this will be the one that I keep on stage that stays messed up. It's like my iconic stage guitar. But that being said, I've got a few new demo models coming into the studio of the production model 7-strings. They're pretty close to being finished. They're in the factory right now getting worked on. But those will be the models that I create all the marketing and promo content on for the release of the 7-string with Furik guitars. So keep your eyes open for that. So that little bridge section, I mean, it's almost like a whole nother song within the song. The thing that I'm finding within this composition is that obviously there's more of a main theme that's, kind of like that minor chromatic descending kind of thing that I do in the beginning and the end. And then in the middle, it goes from that dark kind of like, almost like eerie theme. It goes into that relief, that resolution where you're like, oh, finally we're at the light, we're out of this dark alleyway and this dark, murky, rainy city is what I'm seeing. And you're just pursuing the groove and you're making your way out of the darkness and you're into the light. And then, I go through that bridge section with that happy, nice, catchy melody and such. And then we come back to that dark kind of like eerie theme, that main theme, but it's a little bit, more slowed down and prominent. It's got the groove removed from it, and then the groove will kick back in, and then we'll close out the song. That's sort of my vision with this piece. Feeling like a visionary. So, ooh. Yeah, I gotta work on that. I'm probably gonna have to go in there and adjust some of the input, because I don't think it's the cable, but I've got a stereo TRS cable here, which means it has 2 rings. It has 2 little input rings. And my input here is wired with 2 little stereo inputs. But that second input goes right on the tip of this little guy. So even slightly budging it while playing will sort of disconnect the microphone. So that's why you're hearing that little slight. Don Ross taught me that little trick. He's like, oh yeah, you ever hear something weird or something with your signal? First thing you should do is mute and unplug and plug it back in if you've got a TRS cable. And sure enough, I watched that magic happen to him live on stage. God, that guy's so inspiring. And when you see Don play, you can just tell thousands of gigs. You just tell, I feel like I'm on my way there. I've definitely done over 1,000. Definitely has a melody that needs to be a little stronger. Gotta get that staccato in there, make that note. Thanks, Robin. I appreciate that. That's very, very, very kind of you. Sometimes I feel like I'm an imposter. You guys are gonna catch me. No, just kidding. I'm kind of the the underdog in my scene, or at least I sometimes I feel like it being the one who doesn't have as much of the formal background with the education and playing and music and sort of the street player. But as far as being self-taught for the most part goes, I do think that the reason that I've always even gravitated towards the guitar in general is because it has the ability for me to express the music in my head with just what is here in my hands. I don't really, as much as I love all this plugins and tech and stuff to give me a good signal and good wet mix and all that, I don't really need it. In fact, I usually write unplugged first, and then I go to this crazy stuff, even though I'm known as the guy who has like all this crazy tone and sound with all this tech. But I actually really like to write without all of it first. And the guitar, it has so much to offer, and I still think that a lot of it gets lost even through pickups and processing and all that. I mean, even with the sickest microphones, there's something still lost that you don't quite capture digitally that the guitar can express. So that being said, I've always felt like for me it's just to get what's in my head out, and that's why I don't know a lot about what I do before I do it. I just sort of play it because I hear it in my head, and then I go back and analyze it afterwards. Fun there. I mean, after this section, there is going to be a solo section that I'm trying to incorporate into this song. I know this song's getting a little too crazy, but it's going to be a really fun one to pull off live because I'll be able to add some variations, some nuance, something different. That's one of the things I think is, even though you want to have really strong melody that's memorable, especially when it comes to composing and leaving something with your audience when they're finished listening. I do think that it's really fun to have something different with your compositions and when you perform them. I think it's really fun to have a little section for something improv, something different. So I'm trying to have that kind of spaced out in the song. So I will be kind of practicing some solo section stuff for a part of this. But let's go back to that the melody that's coming in before almost the pre. I want to call it a pre-chorus melody for that part where it's like do da do na do da no do da da no na na na. Tempo. Come in on the one perfectly with that, so I have to really nail that arpeggio run. So it has to come in right before the one. Like that. I'm thinking I might even only do it in between. So like when I come out from that kind of pre-chorus section and I come into this almost chorus melodic part, I almost want to just do that arpeggio when it comes back to it. So it would be like this. There's the only time I actually do it, which I'm not doing it clean right now. Nick's asking if I play live with a click. By myself? No. With a band? Yes. And when I'm doing a bigger production, I will be using a click as well, mostly so that I can have cue signals for different changes and light changes and different kind of production kind of things that I want to be able to incorporate for bigger shows, for bigger stages and festivals and that kind of thing. Basically, the strengths of having a click not only are because you'll stay in time, but because you can kind of design your stage production to be based on cue signals that come from whatever it is you're planning. Goes into your ear and when the change is and you can do something accordingly. That change could be a light, that change could be another band member changing in, changing out, it could be you changing an effect, an instrument in or out, and any combination of these things. And so that's what I actually want to incorporate. So I will be eventually using a click live even when I'm playing solo, but with a band, always, and in the studio when I'm recording, always. that melody there. And then I do yeah, there's a way that I can kind of group that section and make it a little bit more memorable, I think. So I'll have to do some passes on that. That's actually been one of the cool things of getting used to this whole live thing during the pandemic is, I've learned how to improvise live because of all the longer background music gigs I've done over my career. I've done anywhere from 2 to 3, 4, 5, 6 hour background music gigs where I'm not really like a show piece. I'm more of a background piece. So I've learned from some of my predecessors that you got to treat those like paid practice. And you learn how to just sort of sound good and stay in time, and you can just try things. And I think that when you try playing something that you're still working on live, it makes something happen. I think that it sort of forcefully makes progress. So yeah, I've been trying to vary with the tempo, man. That's another fun thing to do, and that's something that Antoine encouraged me over the course of our recording sessions. When I'd be in the studio with him, he'd tell me like, "Hey, man, what if we tried this at a lower tempo? What if we tried this at a faster tempo?" And he encouraged me, when you're in the studio back home working on stuff, even things that you might think have sort of a set tempo and vibe or rhythm, whatever it may be, even throughout the writing process and recording process, dabble with it, move it down, move it up, see how it sounds with a different approach, a different groove, a different tempo, that kind of thing. So that being said, let's jump back into this. But what if I went from the that's where I want to go back to that main theme. Solo section there, that's sort of what I'm thinking. So it'll go from that kind of, major, happy, kind of melodic theme back to the, sort of dark minor theme. So, yeah, pretty basic when you really break it down like that. But that's sort of the idea here, is we want to have sort of a basic kind of a sort of a counterpoint here between the two. So, you okay, baby girl? It's okay, Bubba. You okay? You okay? I'm checking on my dog. Make sure she's got a very old dog. It's okay, Bubba. Good girl. Sorry, I gotta check on her, make sure she's okay. She's very old. I've been very stressed out, worrying about her. Got a 12-year-old shepherd. I've had her since she was about 12 weeks old. Okay. Suddenly just got inspired by how sad I get talking about how old my dog is. Lately she's just been having some health stuff. Oh. All right. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well, bud. We'll have to get together for coffee sometime soon. Been working overtime because, well, truthfully, on the subject of my dog, I'm working extra hard because, let's just say you don't want to be broke when you have an elderly dog. Want her to get taken care of. But she's doing better since her little incident. Nico's asking a good way to start with dissecting my style. It's actually interesting you use the word dissecting, because that's kind of an approach that I take. I like to dissect things musically into sections as if it's a little band. I want to be able to hear the drummer practice drumming, and then hear the bass player practice bassing, and then hear my guitar and my voice, and try to practice those guys and then bring them together. That's definitely how I conceived a lot of my tunes. It's definitely how I've done the approach with my arrangements of, like, Evan Coast, for example. I would hear the different band members and what they were doing with each part of that song, and I would dissect it. Even back to earlier days before I had that kind of inspiration with writing, when I was just learning pieces, like I remember I was struggling to learn, actually, Antoine Dufour's Reality. And so what I did is I just learned, like, the first set part of the song just as if it were the lower three strings, which I consider the bass strings. And then I learned the rest of that, same part with just the first three strings, which I consider the treble strings. So that's sort of how I've broken it down. So with that being said, the dissecting thing, the big change I had is percussion. A lot of people point out how my percussion's a little different. And I think I can attest that to when I spent a whole winter, I remember, practicing percussion on the guitar, and only percussion, along with all kinds of different music, okay? And I've been practicing with a click to try to, like, dial in my timing and my tempo and my groove, but I was getting bored with the beeps, and so I was like, well, I mean, recorded tracks are on time, so why don't I practice the tracks I like? And I started discovering more and more possibilities with where I could assign the different parts of the drummer to the different parts of the guitar. That was something that I sort of, like, sat there and dissected piece by piece. And then I would just do runs with either world beat stuff with a lot of different percussion, metal, pop tunes, and I would just sit there like. And then you just start, adding different pieces and parts. Like right now, for example, I'm working on a cover I'm going to release later this year. It's going to be a secret for now, but I am working on a cover that's totally not one that's been done in the fingerstyle realm before, and it's totally not even close to a guitar-related tune musically at all. So got something special in the works, but the way that I'm doing it is not only do I hear the parts and I try to find them, but I'll also sit there and make passes listening to the song, and I'm like, okay, if I were just the drummer, what would I be doing right now to play along with this? And I'll sit there and, like, then I'll be like, where's the bass player now? So yeah, I would just sit there and build I do this live too. I do this fun little bit like live, especially if I'm playing for a crowd that's not a fingerstyle crowd, someone that just isn't familiar with the stuff. I'll sort of break the ice by talking and be like, I got my little drum kit, got a kick, drum, kick, kick, kick. Now let's add a little closed hi-hat. Snare. Bass. But now you gotta add the melody. So yeah, dissection is a good word, is the whole point of this. I like that you use the word dissect. So start dissecting, man. Just break it apart, break it down to the easiest thing you can do. And honestly, you can break almost all music down percussively, and you can break even that percussion down, no matter what it is. You can break it down to just kick and snare. And if you just think of kick and snare, you can, sort of work your way up from there by adding piece by piece of your drum kit and your band. So Leektroniak is asking, his kids are asking what I play on this here Switch. I'm playing Monster Hunter Rise, so I'm a big Monster Hunter dork. I love Monster Hunter. I've been playing since the DS days, and the PSP days, so a long time. And Monster Hunter Rise is pretty rad. I think it's the best of both worlds. It's like the best of Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate and World mixed together. Although I have to admit, I'm really obsessed with playing on my PC, so I've got it running through a capture card through my computer, and got it on the big screen. I might stream some games. I've thought about it, but to be honest, I enjoy streaming because this is work, right? And then I go play video games when I'm done working, i.e. right now, streaming, because performing is not really a thing right now still. And so I don't know if I want to start mixing the two is my point. So who knows, though? Diablo 2 remake's on its way, and I might be playing a lot of that. I grew up playing a lot of Diablo. goes so hard to squeeze in there. Get all those notes to sound out. Just these little tiny like nuances, like just these little tiny bends and slides that are in there too. Sometimes I don't even know they're in there until I really analyze it, and that's one of the places you want to be. Is you want to be able to sort of add that stuff almost subliminally, almost subconsciously, because that's how you're going to be able to phrase things a little bit creatively, is without thinking about it too hard, but you got to have some stuff under your belt to do that. So I mean, honestly I get most of it by just listening to other players, honestly, but let's see if I can make some of this happen. That's how I wanted to go back to that too. It's that really dark, like, let it breathe for a moment. Not that long, but downbeat again. And then some sort of and that'll lead into the solo. Been trying to work on that a lot, keeping that kind of droning downbeat, backbeat that's like in time and pulsing, while I'm able to freely improvise and solo in the upper register. That's like something that I want to be able to do. yes, I have finished the Resident Evil 2 remake. I didn't play it like over and over and over again and unlock everything. I just beat it with Jill and said, I'm done. I gotta admit, lately I've been playing a lot of Ark because my new PC rig maxed out. It just is amazing looking. Or Claire, not Jill, right? Claire, Jill. Alright, let's see. Why don't we just start the song over? Kind of give it a run through, see if something new comes out. Let's set the tempo again. Just because sometimes setting the tempo again, even if it's going to come pretty close to the same thing, sometimes you want to do that, you know, when you're doing a production mix like this live. There we go. You know, I gotta admit, I haven't played Ark Online yet. I just play it single player, and I'm just in awe at the graphics. But that's because I got one of these newer graphics cards and built this PC, and I just want to play games that I can see what it can do, the graphics, you know? So I've been playing stuff like that and No Man's Sky and a couple other things. I thought it'd be cool to play Red Dead 2 on PC, but apparently it's like broken as far as trying to max out the graphics. It just doesn't work. Hi, Halim. What's missing? Ah, yeah, nice to see you, bud. Thank you. All right, let's see. I want to get this intro right. Let's do this. Transition's so hard to get into. boy Travis Bowman. Thanks, Bowman. Appreciate you. Miss you, bud. Hope you're doing good. Hope you and the moms is good. Hope you and the pups is good. All right, y'all. It's been fun working on this tune. I think we've made some great progress. I'm actually going to be doing some recording of it tomorrow again. I think I gotta start closing out today's stream a little bit. Because I actually need to do some test runs on a PA system I just picked up, a new QSC system. Doing some outdoor events through the city here where I live in Sacramento, California. They do some outdoor events right now during the pandemic. Obviously, I'll be masked up and all that good stuff, but I'll just be setting up a PA and, playing some music this Friday. So I got to do some test runs with my system on that PA, and I want to get some lunch in before then, before I get some more work done on this music here. Thanks. I appreciate that. Nico. Yeah, I'm big on those Egyptian vibes. But I'm actually probably going to close out, guys. I think I'm going to finish up here. I got a lot of work to do. I wanted to pop up for at least, a couple hours here and play some music for you. But I think that I got to log off and keep working off camera here so that I can get some things done with my system check with the PA and maybe record a couple passes of the new tune here. But yeah, if you guys like the stream, I appreciate you. You can always help by donating. AdrianBlue.com/donate. There is a donate panel on Twitch. The more that we watch my videos and my streams on YouTube, the sooner we'll be able to unlock Super Chat so you guys can tip me live. But if you guys feel like making the effort, going to AdrianBlue.com/donate will take you directly to my PayPal link, which every little bit counts. But folks, even a couple bucks helps. These streams take a lot of my time, effort, and money just to get these things as good as they can look and sound. Other than that, I'm chipping away at the new tunes and the new release scheduled for this year on Candy Rat Records. Got a bunch of new 7-string tunes coming. I'm going to mostly be originals, but I do have a cover or two hiding in there for later this year. And then we're going to have the 7-string production model of the Furk Adrian Belew collaboration 7-string is coming out this year as well. I've got a couple of the demo models coming into my hands in the coming months, and then we'll get some content done. We'll launch that, get you guys able to order those and get those in your hands. But yeah, other than that, I've got some tutorial stuff coming on, and then I think that we're going to be organizing a nice big concert for later this year in my home city here. If things keep going the way they are with getting better and better with the whole pandemic thing, we might be able to have an indoor event sometime with restricted guidelines and all that good stuff with the vaccines and that kind of thing. But hey, we're working our way towards normalcy, and I appreciate you guys supporting these streams until then. And just keep on liking, sharing, and following me. Tell your friends, and I'll see you guys next time. I'll probably be popping in for a stream at some point tomorrow as well. I swear one of these days I'm going to just pick a finalized weekly schedule of like 2 or 3 streams and just do them the same time every week. But it's been kind of hard. I've been working extra jobs and stuff to try to make ends meet, keep building the studio, support my dog with her health at her old age, that kind of thing. But we're going to get there. So I think I'm going to go ahead and close things out. And Oh, weird. Donate link's not working, huh? I'll have to check that out. Sorry, Nico. Maybe my donate link's not working. Well, my donate is adrianblue@yahoo.com for PayPal. So, but we'll make it happen. We'll figure it out. All right, I think I'm gonna close out, y'all. I appreciate you. Take care. Adrian Blue